Hi babes, in today's video, let's talk about signs that he is avoidant. So just a reminder that you have until Sunday to sign up for Magnetic Feminine Unraveled, where we're going to do the work to help unravel your feminine magnetism to start calling in an abundance of high caliber, masculine, commitment-minded men who are emotionally available and ready for love, because we're going to do the work to help prepare you to become equally emotionally available and feel confident and worthy of this next caliber, next level of love. In addition, there's also going to be a free our bonus module around money manifestation, the sex magic rituals that I have personally done to manifest an abundance of money into my life from my divine feminine. I will be telling you all of the secrets that I've used to manifest money, and it will absolutely work for you in your life as well. If you're skeptical and you doubt it, then it's not going to work though. So there is that note. So let's go into signs that he is avoidant. So number one is he talks about his ex all the time, or he talks about his ex as if they're still emotionally processing the relationship. Now note, if you are doing this too, that is a sign that you are emotionally unavailable and not yet ready for a relationship. So if you go on a date and you find yourself divulging all of this about your last relationship, why it didn't work out, or but if you've attracted a man who's doing this, that is a key sign he is not emotionally available. And I find that you can really pick up on, you're going to want to read their energy, because someone can say, yeah, I had that relationship, it didn't work out, she XYZ. Like, most often you want to hear somebody who really feels like they have a sense of completion. They're not still bashing their ex. They're like, oh, I had a relationship, but he was a real asshole, or da-da-da, whatever it is. That resentment and anger that's still there shows that it's still unresolved. So it's not necessarily always a longing for an ex. If there's anger, if there's resentment, it's still a sign that that is not emotionally complete and they're not ready for love. And equally, check in with yourself. If you still have anger, resentment towards an ex, if you feel like you're still energetically attached and longing for an ex, that is energetically blocking you from quality men coming into your life, from allowing new men to come into your life. Dating and calling in soulmate love is all an energy game. And when we don't have that energetic portal open, when we're not showing to the universe, yes, I'm ready, I'm open for new love, when your heart is like, has these heartstrings, imagine these strings coming out of your heart, and longing for the ex, you're like, oh, I hope he calls, maybe he'll, maybe he's still thinking about me. The universe is like, well, she's not available, we can't send her something. It's like you have this door closed energetically. So it's so important that you've done that work. And if you need support in that, definitely get your butt inside Magnetic Feminine Unraveled, babe. This is an incredible price right now for 8 weeks of incredible support. And we're really gonna make some big shifts for you. Number two, that he is emotionally unavailable, is that he tries to shut down your emotions. So I'm not talking, let's say that you are, when you become emotional and you're expressing your emotions from a healthy, vulnerable place. Now, if you are, this is where women we can kind of confuse our emotions for our emotionalism, right? If you're going into reactivity, healthy masculine energy man is going to have his limit to how much he can handle that volatile reactivity from the feminine. Healthy masculine energy has boundaries, and he's not going to put up with the shadow feminine. So for long, it's not that you have to be perfect, but he's going to have boundaries and expect more of you, just like you're going to expect a certain level, a standard of treatment and behavior from him. So, but if you sense that he rejects any sort of emotional expression of your feelings, and you know you're coming from a very vulnerable place, non-reactive place. You've done the work to meet your inner little girl. You're not going into crazy town drama queen kind of energy with him, and it feels like he just rejects your emotions. That is a good sign that he is avoidant. Avoidant men will often find any emotions of women to just be too much, to be overwhelming, because it shows where he's actually deeply disconnected from his own inner world. He doesn't have a connection to his emotional self, i.e. the feminine energy within him. And so of course he rejects it in women. Number 3 is that when you say you're disappointed in something that he did, or there's something in the relationship that you want to talk about, some kind of conflict, something you want to address in a really healthy manner. There's something that he did that disappointed you, and you bring this up and he immediately deflects it. He pushes it under the rug. He ignores it. This is a big sign he is avoidant. Now, you might feel like women can get stuck in this. I remember in a relationship like this, and I just felt there's more I need to do, kept trying to bring the issue up, and of course, just overlooking the fact that he was not emotionally available, because an emotionally available person has enough emotional intelligence and secure enough in themselves and their lovability that they can address conflict. They feel safe and secure that even though there's conflict, that the relationship will withstand and will strengthen a relationship. Emotionally avoidant people have a deep sense of unworthiness of love. And so if you are addressing something they did that you feel disappointed about, he can't face that, right? He can't feel that in himself, because it hits on that deep core shame wound that I'm not worthy of love. I'll be found out, that I'm not enough, which they've been so disconnected from and not able to feel it, that anytime there's conflict, anytime there's a sense of disappointment, they are going to just run and push it under the rug or avoid it. The 4th sign is that he's avoidant is that he refuses to have any kind of conversation about moving the relationship forward. So if you've been talking to this person for a good amount of time, let's say even it could be 6 months, it could be longer, but they don't want to have a conversation about where things are going, or when they do have a conversation, it's very vague in the way that they'll say it. They'll say it in a sense of, well, yeah, I know one day I want to get married, right? And it's like this I statement. I know I want to get married. Yeah, I want to have kids one day. But they're missing the we part of the statement, which is, hey, do we have a future together? Do you see us? So they'll talk about it in this very, first person perspective, because they have an inability to bond, to emotionally bond. And so you might find that if you bring up, they don't want to bring up where the conversation's going, where the relationship is going. If you do bring it up where the relationship is going, they'll find ways to avoid it, to deflect, and to change the topic. And you'll feel continually defeated that you're the one doing all the work to try to get the relationship to go somewhere. Because when you're with a healthy masculine man who is commitment minded, he's going to make it very, very clear about his intentions, what he wants, where he sees things going. And you're not even going to have to ask. You're going to know, because when a man is emotionally available, when he's ready for love, when he wants commitment, he does not want to waste his time as much as you don't want to waste your time. And so he's going to be very clear about what he wants. And it's not going to be an issue for him to discuss his timeline of when he sees you getting engaged, of when he sees you guys moving in together. Those kinds of things will not be an issue. Now, that's once you're already in an exclusive relationship, right? I do still recommend the feminine energy teaching that it's not a woman that goes to a man asking him, hey, do you want to be my boyfriend? I'm ready for commitment, right? But once you're in a committed relationship and you've been exclusive and you're wondering where things are going, If you really have to ask, that's already a little bit alarming, because a man's naturally, when he's emotionally available, is naturally just going to bring that up because he knows what he wants and he wants to make sure you're on the same page and he's not wasting his time. So if you've been struggling attracting emotionally unavailable men, avoidant men, I highly recommend you get inside Magnetic Feminine Unraveled. We're going to be doing deep work to help unravel your magnetism and get you calling in high caliber, commitment-minded men, clear those emotional blocks that have had you a match to these kinds of men who are avoidant, emotionally unavailable, and make quantum leaps in your love life. It's an 8-week powerful container. You're going to have access to the Magnetic Feminine Unraveled digital course. You'll have immediate access to that upon signing up. You will have 8 group Zoom calls. Those will be hosted on Sundays. For more information, go to the link in my bio and see all the details. You'll see the details around the modules, what we're going to cover, and a lot of the core teachings we're going to be going into. And there's also going to be a group chat hosted inside Voxer so we can stay connected and stay in those manifesting vibes. I'm so excited. This is going to be a very powerful container. So if you're wondering, should I do this? Should I not? Babe, don't hesitate. Follow your heart. Connect to your heart. Your heart knows the truth. Don't get lost in your mind. Prices go up on Sunday. I hope to see you on the inside.